Just kind of an instant reaction, and then, tomorrow's another day. Not for Richard Lewis, though.
One, man.
I loved Richard Lewis's stand-up first.
Yes.
I was influenced. I did stand-up in high school and then in college. And he was one of the guys.
Is there a harder gig on earth than that?
Nothing in the world.
Nothing
in the world. Obviously, you are 100% being judged. You're not hiding behind a song. You're not hiding behind a character. Although, honestly, in my head, you did have to construct a character a little bit to protect
I always thought, though, that Steve Martin, though he was brilliant, he had, it was like the over-gimmicked comic. He had the banjo, the arrow through the head, the half beard. He was coming at you with a lot of shit in case he didn't come up with anything new since last time he was in Sheboygan.
And that's a little bit of protection when you can come out with the arrow through your head. Lewis was great as that. He also did, I forgot about this until I read the obituary today. He had a pretty, I want to say successful, but maybe just a couple of years with Jamie Lee Curtis, a sitcom. And then he landed the gig of a lifetime, being able to improv across from Larry David.
Man. It's as good as it gets.
I've never seen any making of stuff. I want to know how much is decided before. Just a general idea.
Yep. Larry, what's the finish? Okay, let's go to scene one.
Just to be in a writing room with Larry David.
Could you imagine some of the shit that just pops out of his head?
Oh, yeah.
Because some of the shit that that actually makes it on screen, you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's really pushing the envelope.
Oh, and they did. I think it's ending this season, or it ended.
This is it. This is the last episode.
You even go back 4 or 5 seasons into season 6 or whatever. They're walking a fine line with what you could get away with today in the hypersensitive woke environment.
The Super Dave era was really good.
Yes.
Super Dave was when Super Dave's kid gets the elbow injury, they send the hooker up. And that's one of those ones that's just like, of course it's going away. Because,
because it worked.
Because they're going to start Chicago Psychiatry now. It's the next Chicago show to be with PD, fire, law.
Oh, yeah, sure. Exactly.
Chicago
therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, therapy. That way you have drug and alcohol therapy and
all kinds. Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect.
Do you catch the Jerry Seinfeld comedians in cars getting coffee?
I've watched it a couple of times. It's like Between the Ferns. Every once in a while, there's one that I really like, and most of the time, it just feels like it's pushed.
Well, they kind of have to force themselves to be comics talking about comedy. Right.
It's the opposite of those shows where there's hidden cameras and nobody's supposed to know about it. Yet nobody would act that much of an asshole if they didn't know that there were cameras all throughout the room.
Mm.
Like, if my entire house was bugged with cameras, there would not be a second that I didn't go, oh, fuck, I forgot.
Yeah.
In
the Larry David episode, the two of them are standing. He goes to pick them up, and he shows them the car that they're going to be riding in. They're still standing by the car after like 5 minutes. And Jerry goes, how did we ever get anything done? Back in the Seinfeld. No. So that's a sad one.
What a crew that is. Seinfeld and Larry David.
Yeah. That's great.
They probably made the most, right?
Money?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even countable, I bet. Because this is, remember, we're going back in time. This is where the residuals for, well, DVD, of course, was great. But then when you went into syndication, and I feel like that show was on 10 times a day on every network possible.
Yeah, I've heard some of the numbers. Didn't they end up I thought they did a buyout when it went syndicated.
Well, I got to figure here. Currently, from Seinfeld alone, Larry David is bringing in $40 to $50 million a year.
He's still getting some kind of a check from
him. Larry David negotiated to own 15% of Seinfeld's back-end equity points which has earned him at least $800 million from the show by 2019.
Okay. I knew there was some craftsmanship done that I absolutely appreciated.
Yeah, I was going to say that ain't bad. Having 15% of Seinfeld's back end.
I'll take 15%. I'll take 15% of Seinfeld's back end. Pay up, Jerry.
Amazing. But, yeah, so that was a sad one. So I was bummed out to see the Richard Lewis thing today.